Hello everyone, here I am. I'm standing on the mainland region of Fiji, and it is owned by James Stewart, who owns several regions in this area, but right now we're overlooking Orcades, Nightingale Crossing, Krita, and Ion, which is over to the west a little bit more. And he's building this big French city type structure. He's got gardens, and he's got what looks to be a huge salon going on over to the right, and big building out there in front. And he's got sculptures and statues and everything else, and as you can see, lots of columns. Anyways, the reason we're doing this particular video and we're doing it on Fiji is because we're looking at what can best maximize your regions for prim usage versus sculpties versus textures versus scripts versus everything that makes your region run and run well. And the reason we're doing this is because we hear a lot of times that, well, I have lag. Well, is it server side or is it client side? These are two different areas that we have to look at. So we're starting on Fiji because while it doesn't look like Fiji has a lot here, I mean, seriously, at first glance, this is pretty much it. Let me show you the About Land on here. 39,000 prims on Fiji alone. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's all here, does it? There's no skyboxes, there's nothing built up in the air, but we're going to take a look at what makes almost 40,000 prims on this particular region. And if you can, take a look over to the right on my statistics box, because there I have it up, and I usually have it on all the time so that I can see what's going on with a particular region and server, because it gives me some quick little details that I need. But here on the sim FPS, you'll see it's running at 53. My basic FPS is a little low because I'm running the recording equipment right now, but I usually run at about 17 to 30 depending on the region. But the sim FPS is the big one because that's the grid one. That's the one that tells us what's coming back from the server. So we're going to take a look at these. This is just one link set that Emily Sita built. It's 672 prims. And he's got 6 tiers of these going down his hill, all linked together, each one of them, and you can just click on them and you can see that they're all just copies of one another. 672 little grapevines running down the hill. I could probably make a song out of that, but I won't do that to you. Anyways, we'll go up the hill here, and we're just going to take a quick look, a quick peek inside the house. In here we just have some basic things. It's not all fleshed out yet, it doesn't look like. A little pantry and fireplace, a place to sit, and a little room over here. For some reason this tapestry is always gray to me. I'm not really quite sure why. I can come here 8 times in one go and it's always gray to me. It reses, but it's always gray. Anyways, there's an upstairs, but we're not going to go up there. There's not much to see up there. Go back outside. And we're going to go down these steps over here. And the reason I'm walking through this is because I want you to just see from the sim FPS over on the right that really there's nothing happening as I walk. There's no server glitches, there's no nothing, and I'm just walking. I suppose I could run, but yeah, I don't look good running in a miniskirt. So here's the winery, and we're just going to go in here. And as you can see, he's got his little accounting book, the little details. I mean, some of the stuff is sculpted, some of this is just prim. And he's got just a few scripts running, flames and the sit scripts and whatnot. We will, however, fly over to the white building over here, because I don't feel like getting wet in the water. Everything is already rezzed in here, but he's got a nice little sit place and beautiful bright airy area. Something I'll point out is that these columns here, each of these are 32 prims. Now I don't know if he has any sculpts in this or not. I haven't really looked at it in detail. I would assume he probably does, but for now it's 32 sculpts. Or prims, sorry. And then we come over here. I love this bird cage, so I'm definitely going to be showing this off. I saw this and I loved it. See the chains? You can see that the chains are actually all built. This is 356 prims for this entire bird cage. So it's definitely very, very cool build. I love looking at this bird cage. I love hearing it too, because I know you can hear it. Alright, we're going to walk through here. And we're going to go through this door here. And we're going to go over to here because I want to show you these columns. They're reminiscent of the ones that are inside. However, when you click on them, 672 prims, and I'll pan out here so that you can see. There's 14 columns in the 672 prims, and these go all the way to where you see them end over here, where the white bit is, all the way over to here, where the next region starts. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but if there's 40,000 prims almost on this one region, number one, there's 40,000 prims darn near on this region, and number two, I've walked through almost the entire region without any sort of lag whatsoever. And that's what prompted this, is that he actually was having a problem with feeling some lag, and when I came over, I noticed that there was no server lag whatsoever, and helped him with the viewer settings so that it wasn't actually him, it was one of his building partners, and helping get that set so that when they came here they weren't lagging. So one of the things that this video series is going to cover, that I'm going to do one every week, and it's going to show what we look at versus what you put on your region, and how you can optimize having so many prims that sometimes we go a little crazy with textures and sculpts and this and that, and you don't have to. There are ways to maximize how you build and be a good builder and make it so that people who have lower end machines can come onto your region and take a look. Yeah, they may have to do some viewer settings and things like that, but it should be relatively painless for people to come see your 35, 40, 45,000 prims on an actual sim. And so we're going to be covering a lot of that. If you get a chance, pop by Fiji. A lot of this is not totally built, his regions here, but they are beautiful to walk through. And maybe you can convince him to give you some free wine from the grapes. I'm not really sure how James would work with that, but you can always try. And just take a look at his build concept and his design implementations, because it's really, really unique the way he's done it. And we're going to cover some of these, as I said, which is why we're starting with Fiji, because it's one of the better build implementations that I've seen. And we want to really help everybody be able to do as well as he's done with that many prims, and being able to not have relatively any lag walking through it. So in the meantime, till next week when we do the next video, which is going to cover more in depth of what types of building structures you can do and what causes lag and what doesn't. Come, look, see, enjoy, build, have fun, and we will talk to you on the next video.